Greetings, welcome back to the Black Health Report. I am Tabidi Umoja, your host, and today we're going to have a special guest that we had exactly a year ago. He actually gave me a call and said he was going to be protesting the Grammys, and he was going to fly out here all the way from Chicago, Indiana area, and he asked, was anybody out there protesting because of the people that they were nominating for? It was just a disgrace to black people. Why aren't anybody out there protesting? And so he gave me a call and said he was heading out here. And I said, I'll pick you up at the airport and take you down there, brother. If because I figure if you're going to make that flight and I live here in LA, we're going to go ahead and go down there together. So we went down there and we did some commentary. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a clip from last year so you can get a recap of what we were protesting. Okay. And then to this year, to my understanding, this year's Grammys was just as worse or even worser. So we're going to be talking about that when I bring him in and give you an update of what's happening right now. And you're going to be blown away when he goes through the lyrics of some of the music that your children or your grandchildren are listening to that is destroying our youth, that's putting seeds of division and in their heads. And so stay tuned. Make sure you use this information because it is mind-boggling. All right. So check out this clip that we did exactly a year ago protesting the Grammys, and actually listen specifically to what is being protested against, what type of lyrics that are nominating for a Grammy. It's supposed to be the most prestigious award that they're given for these particular types of lyrics. So stay tuned and listen to this particular clip, and then we're going to go ahead and bring in Kwabena Rasuli to give us an update of what's happening in 2024 Grammys. All right, so stay tuned. Check out this clip. So why we out here? This is Grammys 2023. So what's the purpose? Why are we out here? Kwabena, you way out here from Chicago area, came all from Indiana, so it must be serious to come out here. So what's the deal?
The Grammys have disrespected us and continue to disrespect black people with the songs, with the music that they nominate, the artists that they nominate. Like for instance, this is 2023. Practically every song or artist in the rap category, the hip hop category, drops N-bombs on us. Some encourages us to kill each other, to shoot each other, and it's just totally disrespectful. And the Grammys, I mean, they wouldn't do that to anybody else, any other group of people, only African people. And the people are tired of it. We're tired of it.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be the most prestigious award show out of all of them, the Grammys. And while we're on the Grammys, we got another one coming up later this month called the NAACP Image Awards that does practically the same thing with their rap category, their hip-hop music category, disrespecting our people. So they need to be checked.
Can you be specific on some of the artists that have been nominated for a Grammy and what songs are there is being pushed?
Like there's a song called Fucknigga, Free, by a sister named Glorilla, a young sister out of Memphis. And the song is horrible. I mean, the sisters are in a parking lot twerking, pouring hard liquor down each other's throats. Some sisters are pregnant, and it's just disrespectful. And you nominate that for a Grammy? You know?
Yeah,
and so the Grammys are culpable on this. I think about Future. We call him No Future. He's nominated for a song along with Gunna and Young Thug, Young Slug we call him. And early in 2022, they got indicted on RICO charges, Gunna and Young Thug. So the Grammys, the Recording Academy had all year pretty much to know that they were indicted. Yet still, they're going to nominate them for not one, but 2 Grammys. Also in that song, Future, who did not get indicted, but he says in that song, "A cop new hammers for my peace, we don't want no peace." We've had almost over 10,000 Africans murdered in 2021, and early in 2022 he has a song out where he's saying that we don't want no peace. So the Grammys
Greetings, greetings. Welcome back, brother Kwabena, back to the Black Health Report. It's been a little bit. Welcome, brother. There's a lot going on in the music industry, and you're the right person to call. And so I'm glad you answered my call. I know you're a very busy man, so thank you for taking the time out to be here with us in the Black Health Report on the West Coast.
Man, it's good to be with you, man, back on the West Coast, hometown, dealing with this issue of music, man. So much good, beautiful music out there in our history. And today we're inundated with so much negativity in black music. It's actually pretty sad. It's pretty sad, it's embarrassing, and it's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. It is. You sent me some information regarding the Grammys. I know we're going to get into that, and it was shameful when I was looking at the people that were and the lyrics. I was like, "Are you serious?" And nobody. Where's the people that are supposed to speak out for Black people? I mean, really, you gonna dog us like that and give us Grammys for this? Uh, this stuff. I mean, I'm looking at the lyrics that of the artists that have been nominated. Nate, that is just whack. So I know we're going to get into it, but I'm still tripping off of that. Um,
I mean,
it's just
the Grammys is the most well respected, prestigious
yeah,
music awards, around. Out of all the so many award shows they have, the Grammys is the one, and we've been dealing with them protesting. We protested last year this time. Even before that, we've had groups like Hood Research and the National Congress of Black Women, CMOTAP, which is committed to eliminate media offensive to African people,
hmm hmm
National Black Leadership Alliance, and so many others protesting the Grammys and trying to let them know, this is inappropriate. Well, they know already what they're doing, but when their leadership is like the leader of the Grammys, the president is a brother named Harvey Mason Jr. He's the son of great jazz drummer Harvey Mason. Harvey Mason actually was performing at the Grammys this year. He was on an all-star band with Bob James and Robert Glasper. And I was like, oh man, that's Harvey Mason. I remember having his album, Mason Jar, from back in the day. And now your son is, and he knows better. He knows
yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I did not know that. I did not know that story line. Someone Black, in charge of that situation, and they usually do that though. But yeah, that's news to me. So let's get into what's actually happening now. I mean, there's some highlights about what's happening with the Grammys and what happened. I know there was a whole lot of controversy on different people that were nominated, but that controversy was amongst a small conscious group. But everybody else just went along with, oh, okay, that's cool. But so we're about to get into it. Why don't you narrate and let us know what's actually happening? Okay. All right.
Okay,
So
right on.
some slides that you sent me up, and we can get this going.
And as we prepare and as we start this the slide and these lyrics, and we'll talk about the controversy in a little bit also that did come forth from people about Jay-Z's speech when he got some sort of global award named in honor of Dr. Dre from NWA fame. It's just crazy, and they continue to reward some. They call it the Grammy Awards, but we say they reward this ratchet rap music. Again, it's been going on for years, and it's so embarrassing. It's so wrong to do this to us. And if we look at some of these lyrics, man, like this song, these songs from Drake and 21 Savage, they got 3 nominations for 2 songs, one Spin About You, where just this one line, I'm gonna smoke a ends top for you. Basically, I'm gonna shoot him in the head and kill him for you. And how's it doing for her if he gets caught? He going to jail. That's for her. That's what's pushed Grammy Award nominations. Another one's Rich Flex. Talking, if my ops ain't rapping, then they ass ducking. Y'all ain't ready to pull the trigger, don't clutch it. His ops, his opponents, his opposition, nominated for a Grammy. Metro Boomin in our Future. If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. That comes from Future tagline for the songs from Metro Boomin. Um, Ian Get Rich, ready to take you to war. I'm on your casket and shoot at your broad. He's gonna piss on your casket and shoot. It ain't like Boots from the Cool had a song about pissing on your grave. A revolutionary song about colonizers. He's talking about anybody just peeing on your casket. And then we got Doja Cat. Doja Cat's one of the many plethora of female rappers or sisters who rap who do nothing but pretty much degrade and demean themselves. And that started with Cardi B Gone, with the advent of Cardi B Gone. and again dropping B bombs, bragging about how she put the good, what, up in her kidney. And this is in the song. And this song actually, I don't believe was Grammy nominated, but Trevor Noah at the beginning of the show was giving it love. I'm talking about how they love this song, "Paint the Town Red." And if you look at it, she even has her devil horns on in the song. It's like, how do you think that's not going to be checked, or people not going to even deal with that? But yep, had her devil horns on in the song. And last year at the Grammys, I think it was a white artist. I can't think of his name right now, but he came out like that. So here we go again. And in the chorus, bragging about putting that up in her kidney. I mean, come on, man. Now, so Mike, Killer Mike. This brother, when the album came out, it was pretty much ordained it was going to be a Grammy nominated album, or it's going to get some Grammys. They were already talking about it. But check the lyrics, y'all. Check the lyrics. You're talking about Cincinnati and bragging about Betty Shabazz and Coretta Scott King, Winnie Mandela, talking about our Asada, and dropping N-bombs constantly in the song. At least 30 N-bombs dropped in Down by Law, of which he also brags about freedom fighters like Leonard Peltier. Again, Asada mentions Mutulu Shakur, our late brother Mutulu Shakur, Tupac's stepfather. Talks about Larry Hoover and Jeff Ford out in Chicago, the nation leaders out there who are still locked up. Mentions Malcolm and Martin. Talks about "I'm lifting every voice, sing." That's the song he sings. But yet he's dropping N-bombs on African people constantly. Won 3 Grammys. He supposedly swept the awards. And then look at this one: scientists and engineers. Looking at it, you think, oh yeah, he's talking about building and learning sciences and doing what we do. But yet he's dropping N-bombs. He's talking about his anger is endless. You can't put him in no conflict resolution classes because his anger is endless. He took out his op and his block. He burned down the whole effing village and did it with a smile, not a grimace. Not a grimace. And again, won 3 Grammy Awards. And so I want to shout out my brothers and sisters in Nesby, about to be hooking up in the ATL in Atlanta in March. Man, please hope y'all are using this song as a theme to any events. I know we want to be hip and what have you, but these lyrics, bro, but they mainstream this madness. That's what they do. They push it on our people and the Grammys. And then later on, this being a month of February, Black History Month, while we're recording this and talking about this, they give us the Grammys, next Super Bowl, next week is the All-Star Game, and I believe the NAACP Image Awards. They also need to be checked coming up at the end of the month. Now, here's what we are currently. Playboy Cardi along with Kanye West. I'm calling Kanye West again because if you look at these lyrics from Carnival. Now, Carnival depicts what children go to and have fun at. Adults go there too, but mainly the children. And talking about oral sex and what the slang for that is brain, because where's your brain at? It's in your head. Oral sex and making an honor roll. Adults don't go to make the honor rolls. Even college students don't make the honor roll. That's for elementary school children. And they riding on a carnival, ride D like a carnival, like they're in a carnival, or like whatever he's talking about. But it's like that's children. They pushing that on children. And so understand what this is, man, and why they doing this. Again, he compares himself to R. Kelly, to Bill Cosby, and now Puff Daddy too. Puff Daddy's into this Me Too madness and what have his Me Too stuff that they're getting on. And it's interesting too because mainly hip hop, if you look at these lyrics that we're sharing today, gets a pass, still getting a pass overall from the Me Too movement. I mean, in this song, even talking about doing the place, bring up Columbine. And again, that in Columbine, children were shot and killed. So it's out of control. And now the number 1 song in the country is Hiss from Megan Pete. Megan, not a male horse, not a stallion, but Megan Pete. And there's a video where she's talking about or sipping some Hennessy through a straw, sipping cognac through a straw. But she's also mentions that Megan Pete, she says her name, is paying for all this herself because she's been rewarded enough money where she's paying for this herself. This song is horrible. Check out the lyrics. Close your eyes before you watch the video, but gotta check the lyrics of this madness. But if you're awarded with the Essence Fest, where you can be closing out the Essence Fest with a 60-minute set where you're calling sisters on stage, not once, not twice, but 3 times to get out there and twerk. I mean, you guys should get enough money to make your own stuff.
That's God. That is deep, brother. That is so deep. Looking at that, that's wild. That is wild. I can't even imagine. Um, I can't even imagine. It's just I'm just blown away by what's in there. Um, now, you did some surveys, didn't you? You were telling me you don't you go around and kind of get a feel of the youth and kind of see where their heads are at. Can you kind of tell me about what you do on that?
Yeah, we talked to Africans from New York to San Diego, from Portland to Tampa, and Miami, and everywhere else in between. And we asked them these survey questions about the state of black music, the sad state of black music. Really a 3 question survey, and they're up there on the Clear the Airways Project page. And people usually, you're talking about music, and everybody loves music, so they'll answer that survey with no problem. Very seldom do I get people don't want to answer the survey questions. And we just checked this brother in Vegas, this young high school student. We gave him a survey the other day when we found out that the Grammys were about to come on. Matter of fact, this young brother was helping me with some of my research because they know the music, they know the lyrics to the song. So yes.
All right, let's check him out there.
Your name?
Caden.
Caden. Right on, Caden. Caden, give me the percentage of music that you and your peers listen to that dropped the N-bomb on us.
Rap music. Oh, the percent?
Yeah.
100.
Percentage that you and your peers listen to that refer to our women folk, our mamas, our daughters, our sisters, our cousins as B's and H's.
100.
Percentage that brags about and encourages us to shoot and kill each other.
100.
That's 100?
Yeah.
Wow. Think there's something wrong with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Think it influences the people?
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
Okay. Right on, bro. Appreciate you, man. We got a project called Clear the Airways Project, and we're working to put a stop to it, but we need some help, man. And young brothers like you being aware that they're doing this for a reason can help us fight it. So, all right, brother.
Wow.
And these are done all, yeah, and these are done all over the country. We ask these survey questions and what have you, and that's what we get. We get answers that are similar, high 80%, 100% range on all 3 questions. And it's so that's when we look at Grammys again, and Grammys are given a global impact award and they named the award after Dr. Dre. Dr. beats up women, $300 headphones. Dre gets a global impact award named after him. And so we question. So we asked the question, brother, what's the global impact? Is the global impact that Africans all around the world or have N-bombs being dropped on them or get treated with disrespect because of what y'all put out there? Is the global impact the 4 brothers shot and killed in Trinidad a couple months ago, on a drive-by shooting? That's the global impact that the Grammys is awarding, and the first one named after a billionaire. And the first award winner other than Dr. Dre is another billionaire, Jay-Z. So is that the global? And then the Lifetime Achievement Award goes to NWA.
And you know something, brother. Not only the Ratchet stuff, but I was looking at the Killer Mike stuff. I kind of had liked some of the things he said. We're on the same page on a lot of different things he says. But when I look at the lyrics of that song, it's kind of oxymoron. I don't know what's the word when you try to talk consciousness, but at the same time you got that other craziness going on with it. Especially when you told me he had a song talk about scientists and engineers, I thought he was going to be talking about black inventors or this or that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he would have, as a matter of fact, we could take time and look at some things that I guess they could look at. Maybe some of these artists could tap into real engineers and real scientists. And so let's go ahead and pull that up. Okay, blacks in STEM. I mean, he could have dealt with brother Dr. Mark Dean, computer scientist. That would be a good person. I mean, this brother, he owns 3 patents that all PCs are based upon. The industry standard ICA bus, the world's first gigabyte, hertz, gigabyte. Cell phone technology, Dr. Henry T. Sampson. And he had that technology July 6th of 1971. The gamma electric cell, that gave you the ability to have cell phones. Then internet technology, Philip Emeagwali. And you look at, he was able to connect He used a formula that used 65,000 separate computer processors to perform 33.1 billion calculations, allowing multiple computers to actually operate at the same time. Then you had Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson. Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, she had the basic breakthrough scientific research that enabled others to invent portable fax, touch-tone telephone, caller ID, all of those things she was responsible for. Then we know about Catherine Jackson.
In the movie, yes.
They had a whole movie on her, Hidden Figures, where she calculated the math necessary for an astronaut to orbit around the Earth and make successful landings. They said they only trusted her calculations, and so that's just a few that they could have tapped onto, when they're dealing with engineering.
Because my degree is in engineering, so I'm part of an organization called NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers, an international organization that deals with this. And so I was walking from the hotel to the conference location in Tampa several years ago, and I was with this brother, started walking when we started having a good rap. After we were about to depart from each other, we had shared names, and it was Dr. Philip Imawaji. That's who I was talking to. And so we've honored a lot, pretty much everybody we just showed at our engineering conference. And I mentioned it earlier, our next convention is going to be in Atlanta next month. And I'm certainly hoping that we don't do that scientists and engineers piece, looking at the work of Killer Mike and more so focused on what you just shared here with the people and these true scientists and engineers that we have in us. That's what we have in us, not talking about spraying blocks, spinning on people's blocks, man, ending them, dropping in bombs on us. So, but yeah, bro. I mean you're talking about what it is, but the Grammys did get some flack, but they got flack because of some of the things that Jay-Z said when he got that global award, mainly dealing with his wife not getting Grammys and what have you. But at the same, Grammys for Record of the Year, I guess. So we get flack from Mark Lamont Hill and those like Roland Martin and others. But I mean, Mark is bragging about, and I love what Mark is doing in terms of keeping the people aware of what's happening, what's really happening in Palestine, and other things that he talks about. But when it comes to this, I mean, we are all appalled at this genocide that's taking place. But this fratricide that's taking place in the U.S. is being fueled by this music, by the lyrics in this music. And so at one point you're dealing with the genocide in Palestine, but right here in the U.S., the fratricide is going on. If you think about the shooting of THFTP in Chicago just last week with his lady and his two children, his own videotape. This is what they're talking about when they're talking about spinning blocks and spraying blocks. This is what they're talking about. And so we're having we got to deal with these issues. We got to deal with these issues properly. And so Mark Lamont Hill, Roland Martin, when y'all saying F the Grammys and disrespecting the Grammys, not because it's not putting hip hop on the forefront. This stuff shouldn't be on the forefront. It's talking about killing us. There was a white dude, famous country singer. His name escapes me right now, but he dropped an N-bomb and was banned for a year. He could not participate in the CMAs. They won't let him participate. But yet, damn near every song that y'all got nominated for a reward, again, a reward for the Grammys, that's hip hop, dropping N-bombs on us. Come on, man.
Well, see. Here's the thing. A lot of times when people argue, the argument to that, or the devil's advocate, or whatever, they always come from the perspective that it's just entertainment. That's not that a person should be able to, we're all adults. We should be able to just say what we want to say, and what's the problem? But there isn't the realization that there's a connection between the music and the violence or the provocativeness that you see in our community. All of that stuff is influenced by music and movies and and television. Basically, the media period has a lot of influence, and if we don't control that, everybody else controls that. If you actually portray Jewish people in the wrong way, they're going to shut you down, right? If you control Chinese people, anybody has power, they're going to shut you down. But what happens with us is they just run over us, and that's an issue. And now when you were talking about the situation that happened in Chicago, crazy. That reminded me of the clip that we had on Michael Jackson when he was talking about how it's like a mantra. This music is just going around in your head. And if what's going around in your head is kill another brother, you've already got that seed in there. So all they got to do is have a trigger. And this is kind of similar to, I think I told you about on Saturday, I went to the Black Expo in LA. It was actually the Black College Expo, supposedly. They were featuring gaming for about 4 hours. It had a stage where they were just doing gaming, where they had these people, different people playing computer games and saying, and then they're saying the winner will go get an award towards college or whatever. So that's how. Why are you spending all that time on gaming? Our students, our youth are spending enough time playing games. Too much time playing games. You didn't leave the games alone. And now I probably wouldn't have had too big of issue if they were talking about coding the game or schools that learn how to build the game. But no, they were just showing them getting up, and they actually had them up there and took the whole stage, and then had no security. They had like handful of people standing at certain doors or whatever have you. And you had probably over 1,000 people, black young youth, high school students, and these are the same ones that listen to the music that you're talking about. And all of a sudden, they had a couple skirmishes that took place, and you shut the whole thing down. I had a problem with three people. For one, whoever organized it. First of all, you don't have a big place like that or a big event like that, and don't have appropriate security. And young people aren't stupid. They noticed that. They peeped that out, that security was very, very slim. I saw one brother, I thought it was Dick Gregory, but if Dick Gregory hadn't passed, I thought it was him, security. I mean, you had people that it seemed like they just said, they just picked people out of a crowd. You want to be security? Come on over here. I mean, really, it was like that. And then apparently, from what I was told, this is all hearsay, was after I left, because I left as soon as they allowed us to leave, because what happened was they closed the doors where no one could go anywhere. And then once we were able to leave, later on, I heard from a few students that said there was some more shooting and more police that came, and it turned into a chaotic situation. So the music that we listen to has a big part as far as the actions that you see taking place in our communities, whether killings, shootings, fights, division. The seeds of division are there. And so I'm glad that you're pinpointing these things. And but I want you to tell me, what type of music can we listen to? There's a saying, if you take something away, you got to give something back. So what are you doing, or where are you working on anything as far as bringing us to some good music?
Man, there's so much good music out there. You know, we do a conscious hip hop show called a Weekly Wrap Up every week. We've been doing it for 25 years, where we play conscious music, where we play fun music, and it's hip hop. You know, we play classic funk, and we do a little mellow extension also. But there's so much good music out there. The alternative is already here. It's already here. We got artists like Young Conda Don, artists like Lupe Fiasco, Mariah Miche, and so many others who are pushing add to. Black Star still making good music. Arrested Development still making good music, and new artists like D1, you know, like Big Crit, and even with not all of them, too many of them still drop in bombs on the people, so they got to be checked on that, and they have to stop dropping those unnecessary in bombs. But Ciroc, the alternative is already here. The thing is that they just push the negative, and like we're talking about, they just reward the ignorant and the ratchet. They get rewards for that. And so if they play it all the time, that's what people hear. And so, yeah, it's already here. And so we just got to put it out. We work with the Nubian Leadership Circle, and one of the cadres, it has a lot of different cadres and 8 different cadres. And one of the cadres is the arts and culture. And one of our working projects was to form an elevated arts and culture collective. And so with this collective, you have to pledge to, if you're a creator, create content that uplifts the masses of our people, of African people. And you also have to pledge that you will not support or bring about music or content that degrades and demeans the people. And so join our Elevated Arts and Culture Collective. You know, we have things that we need to do with that, but the alternative is here. We formed a united front. We're building a united front against murder music. We got some veteran Black Panthers to get with us, because back in 1969, they had a united front against fascism. And so they said they didn't go through all that sacrifice, all these political prisoners, all the comrades dying, and as young folk for us to nowadays be making songs like we just talked about.
disrespecting our women, talking about killing each other. They didn't sacrifice either to Dr. King or Malcolm or Mecca or any of our freedom fighters who were brutalized and lynched fighting for us. They didn't do that for this.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
sad. This is ridiculous what's taking place.
yeah, and the one of the issues is that the consciousness is not there, and part of the reason why the consciousness is not there is there's a lot of we've lost a lot of people over the years. I mean, here in LA, we used to have we had a lot of people that were uh, I know at Cal State Long Beach we had, Khalid Muhammad, we had Naeem Akbar coming through, Francis West Welsing. I mean, we had all of even Kwame Ture would come through the conscious conferences that we would have. And we would just have the heavyweights that would come through and drop us with Julia Hare, one of our elders now, would drop us with so much information, so much knowledge that we could not be weak as a group. And then what happens is the next generation, those big shoes, no one's filled those shoes. Negro shoes have been filled very comfortably, you know. And so we have to have those shoes be filled. But you're right; those people that fought for us, that laid their life on the line, and then you're going to be out here, doing what you're doing. I mean, like I said, it was sad the other night when we had to leave an event that I saw a lot of my old students. It was good to see them. There were so many colleges there, and I think the colleges did their thing. They were there, but whoever organized that should have had enough security, police, whatever, somebody to be able to make sure that nothing jumped off, and it did jump off because it was lack of preparation. And then I was so sad to see gaming being a feature taking up our stage. And I don't know who funded that, and that's something I'm looking into too, because if it was funded through our tax-paying dollars for a black college expo for students to get them into college, why are you spending 4 or 5 hours playing games and tournaments on our dime? You know what I'm saying? Some of those colleges should have the opportunity to come to that stage and share how can some of our youth get into college. You know what I'm saying? What things, what type of career planning could they have used that time for? That was a waste of time. And then all of the people up there were non-black. So you're using our platform to do some other BS. And then as soon as they finished their gaming, that's when all the other stuff took place.
That's when the chaos kicked off.
They had the chaos, the shooting. And so how do we know that could have even been staged?
And Tapiti, that's why I said when we go back to those lyrics that we shared, and then you got this new song with Kanye named Carnival, where they're making references to Columbine. I mean, Lil Yachty and our other cat did it with that song Broccoli several years ago. I mean, children were shot and killed at a school, and you're making references to that in the song, a rap song, and that they're playing, that they're popularizing. So, man, but when you go back to us not understanding the issues and how confused we are, I was invited to come to this national conference for the Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression in Chicago in November. And part of they passed resolutions on the last day of the conference to the number of, I think, like about 16 resolutions that were introduced, I should say. Out of the 16 resolutions, the only one that didn't pass was the one supporting our United Front Against Murder Music. Because in that resolution, we talked about the use of dropping N-bombs. And we don't want to mess with freedom of speech. Yet you will not be in there anywhere saying KIKE or FAG but it was okay to drop N-bombs. And one of the people who spoke out against them signing on or them supporting this resolution talked about the N-bomb was dropped with an A at the end and not an ER. So it has a different meaning right now. So it's okay to keep dropping N-bombs. We're not going to go with that. And so this is how confused we are, brother. There was righteous resolutions passed for our political prisoners, passed against what was happening in Palestine already, because it had already been started with the attack they continue to do right now. But this one, calling to put a stop to murder music, was the only one that didn't pass.
That is sad. That's totally sad. And I know you touched on a little bit about the Palestine situation. I'm gonna be doing a show specifically. I'm dealing with Africa, but also I'm going to be dealing with Palestine, which actually people don't realize that's actually Northeast Africa. The only thing that separates it is the Suez man-made canal, but that was actually one landmass, and so that's why people are confused too. But we're most definitely going to get into that. Is there anything else you want to touch on or leave us with before we get out of here? What should we be focusing on as adults, and what kind of message can you give a message to each? If you're going to give a message to say the parents of the young people today that are, say, middle school age, that are probably listening to some of this stuff you're talking about, if you're going to talk to their parents, what would you tell them? And also, what would you tell the youth?
I would tell the parents, it's a little different now because the parents around from that age group, they know this music. We've been inundated with so much of this madness. It's been decades now that they've been pushing this on the masses of our people. Actually been since the 90s, maybe the late 80s, 90s, and it's just gotten progressively worse. And they know, these parents know what this music has done to our people, to the masses of our people, the content of the music, and just listen to the lyrics. Y'all pretty much know already, and help us to organize and put a stop to this. We have to protect our children. Our children, they cannot fend for themselves. It requires us as adults to protect our children. And that's, from Coach Powell. He said that, but it's something that we already know. We have to, they look for us to protect them. And the children, I would tell the children to be aware and be awake. I'm going to talk about, like my brother Kwabena Rasuli would say, how they're being tricked and fooled and used and played. And our people don't like to get played. And so when they find out that they've been played, they think about it. Like when we ask the survey questions, a lot of people don't think about that until we ask them the question. They're like, oh, wow, yeah, you're right. It's about all of us saying that. And so just got to make them aware. And you also have to sometimes be repetitive with them, because like if they hear one rap that you and I are giving on this, but yet 99 other times they're hearing it's okay to drop in bombs and call our sisters B's and H's and to brag about killing us. So we have to reinforce this, and we need more warriors out here. We need more warriors to protect our children.
Most definitely. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you for coming. And we're going to have to do this again very, very soon, because they're not letting up, so we can't let up either.
No.
Okay. No, until next time, we will have you back. Well, thank you, brother Kwabena. Thank you for being a warrior. Thank you for being always on guard for our people. And I appreciate the work you've been doing, brother. So all
that's right back at you, brother. One love.
No.
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra. When you repeat a chorus over and over and over. So when a kid hears a song and he starts singing that chorus over and over and over, then you start to hear it in the alpha state, into the subconscious mind. So you start to become the song, or become what you're saying.